Donald Trump's presidency wasn't leadership. It was a global embarrassment powered by ego, ignorance, and unchecked narcissism that damaged America's credibility more than any foreign enemy ever could. He didn't act like a president of a democracy. He behaved like a landlord with nuclear codes, treating countries, alliances, and human lives as bargaining chips in a personal power game. Under Trump, the United States didn't just lose respect, it became unpredictable, unstable, and dangerous. Long-standing allies were treated like enemies, while dictators were treated like role models. NATO, the alliance that prevented World War for generations, was openly mocked and threatened by the very country that helped create it. Trump repeatedly questioned whether the US would defend its allies, effectively telling the world that American promises meant nothing if his ego wasn't satisfied. This wasn't tough leadership. It was reckless sabotage. By attacking NATO, Trump weakened global security and handed psychological victories to adversaries like Russia, signaling that unity could be broken with a few angry speeches and late-night rants. Then came the Greenland disaster, a moment so absurd it sounded like satire, yet perfectly captured Trump's mindset. In 2019, Trump seriously proposed buying Greenland, an autonomous territory belonging to Denmark, a NATO ally, as if it were a bankrupt casino or a piece of beachfront property. When Denmark calmly and diplomatically said Greenland was not for sale, Trump threw a tantrum and canceled a state visit, punishing an ally for refusing to sell part of its sovereign land. This wasn't strategy, it was childish humiliation politics. World leaders didn't see strength. They saw a president who didn't understand basic concepts of sovereignty, diplomacy, or respect. The Greenland episode confirmed global fears that US foreign policy had been reduced to impulsive deal-making driven by ego rather than intelligence. Allies were no longer partners. They were obstacles. Every disagreement became a personal insult. Every alliance became a hostage negotiation. At the same time, Trump's broader foreign policy followed the same destructive pattern. International agreements were torn up without replacements. Cooperation was mocked as weakness, and diplomacy was replaced with threats and tweets. Climate agreements were abandoned, nuclear deals dismantled, and global trust shattered, all while Trump praised authoritarian leaders who ruled without accountability. He openly admired strongmen because they reflected what he wanted to be: unchecked, unquestioned, and untouchable. His attacks on NATO, combined with his admiration for dictators, sent a terrifying message. Democracy was optional, loyalty to Trump was not. The result was a world less stable, more divided, and more dangerous. European allies began questioning whether the United States could still be trusted. Military planners had to consider the unthinkable, an America that might abandon its own allies on a whim. This uncertainty weakened deterrence and increased the risk of conflict, all because one man couldn't separate personal pride from global responsibility. Critics argue that Trump didn't just mishandle power, he abused it. He turned the presidency into a spectacle, diplomacy into theater, and alliances into targets for humiliation. By the end of his term, America's reputation was damaged, NATO was shaken, and allies were forced to prepare for a future without reliable US leadership. The most disturbing part is not that Trump caused chaos, it's that he did it deliberately, repeatedly, and without remorse. His legacy is not strength, but instability, not leadership, but erosion, not America first, but America isolated, mocked, and weakened. For many around the world, Trump's presidency stands as a warning of what happens when arrogance replaces competence and ego replaces diplomacy. A reminder that the most dangerous threat to global order can sometimes come from inside the White House itself.